All right, Day of the Dead, episode 8 to anyone who can hear my voice. We just looked up that title 2 seconds ago, trying to pretend like I knew it all along. I didn't. I was basically just still reading it off the phone. So yeah, we got 2 episodes left after this. This show actually does go 10 episodes, unlike Chucky, what we thought was going to go 10 episodes, and only went 8. But this time, we do. And I will be shocked if this show gets renewed.
I will be too, unfortunately. Although I think it's a fun show. You said a few reviews ago that it's kind of every episode has been equally
Consistently,
consistent, you
yeah,
know. And I agree. I think that I'm still the same way I felt about the first episode. I'm still at that same level here. So
yes,
and I appreciate a show that can do that, you know.
This is just kind of a mindless show for me. Like when we watch Dexter, or when we watch Yellow Jackets, or when we watch Chucky, or like I'm really paying attention. I'm taking notes. I'm doing this and that. With this show, at this point, I'm just watching the show, and we're really just doing these videos for consistency because we already did like all the other episodes, and I've said before, there's very little people watching this show or watching these videos, so this is why these are typically really short. And I have no notes, and we're just kind of winging it. And we watched this back on Friday, which is like 3 days ago, and we've watched a fuck ton since. So, anyways, we've got the 2 boys. They've run off because one of them has admitted he's gay to his mom, and he's just going to go off on his own. And people are hey, little visitor.
Hello.
It's Night of the Dead.
Wow, Bean of the Dead.
Yeah, hi. So they run off, and the mayor has to make this choice. She's going to go and save her kid. And so she takes along with her a few people. She's got the doctor. She's got the mortician who, we're still in the day. It's still all the same day. Even though there was a night scene, but it was a flashback, as you said,
right,
with the native girl. I didn't think it was. The way it was edited made it feel like that night. And I was like, oh, we're finally at Night of the Living Dead.
Nope, it's still the same day.
Still the same day. It's one long day.
It sure is.
This is like 24. But yeah, so they're in there, and when they're behind, the mayoral candidate is the one trying to make these tough decisions, and is just letting these people die. And the sheriff, or whoever it is she a sheriff, or is she?
She's the sheriff.
Okay,
yeah.
She's not like a constable or anything. It doesn't matter.
I'm not sure.
But she is just like, no, we gotta let these people in, and she could have like used force.
Oh, for sure.
But so I definitely think she's just got this gonna be weighing on her mind now, right? Like she is completely fucked up over this, and it's because she knows she could have done something, and she chose like the safety of others, like he was trying to propose, and she was just like, she just kind of let it happen.
Well,
right?
She chose her safety, which is why also that she's fucked up over it, that she was afraid to die. But obviously is having immense guilt because she called those people there. So they're only outside because she reached out to them.
Did you know, from what I've read, the guy who wrote the Girl with the Dragon Tattoo books, supposedly, from as I said what I read, correct me if I'm wrong, he witnessed a girl getting raped.
Oh, wow.
And did nothing about it.
Oh, wow.
And just this ate at him. So he created this Lisbeth Salander girl as this kind of like rape revenge, like fueled woman who could kind of come and bounce back from what happened to her because he couldn't deal with the fact that he kind of sat and did nothing.
Yeah. Wow. No, I had no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, this is, most people have that fight or flight response, when they're faced with something that's a dangerous or traumatic or just scary situation. So a lot of people, do freeze up in those situations and they don't act. And, later on when they think about like, wow, I could have prevented something.
But they do it
course,
because
yeah.
they don't want to get themselves hurt too, right?
Yes,
Like
there's-
that's the whole.
Yeah, the self-preservation.
And that's kind of what's going on here with
Yeah.
this girl. She's just like, you know, she has the moment. She could have saved them.
Yeah.
She might have gotten other people killed. But yeah, she has to live with that decision. And that's these scenarios, right? This is a lot of what's the drama and the hard part about these kinds of scenarios, the zombie apocalypse or whatever, is making those really tough decisions. And that's leadership in general. That's putting people in charge of you know, the presidency or any of these high level positions. Is like, you know, not saying these people aren't corrupt as fuck, they are, but regardless, in a perfect world where these guys are actually just doing what they're supposed to be doing and not being paid off, they have to make these really tough decisions of like, who do we do this to? Who do we not do this to? All that kind of shit. And it's tough, man. I mean, that's what's so complicated about the world. Not everything is like, you know, some science fiction movie where it's like super black and white, like bad guys, good guys.
Oh yeah.
Right? There's usually both on both sides,
Yeah.
and it's tough. And you have to make those decisions, and that's what's happening here. She's just sitting there like, the self-preservation of herself, the self-preservation of everyone in the room, versus the self-preservation of all the people that are outside, and then just not acting fast enough.
Yeah. So
And it's
the
tough.
decision gets made for her. Yeah.
Sure, the zombies
From her
make it for her.
indecisiveness. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very sad, for
Yeah.
sure. And I mean, in those situations, like, not everybody has the ability to make those decisions. That's kind of what I was meaning with the fight or flight, right? Like, some people in an apocalyptic scenario, you know, that the fight kicks in right away and they can just, you know, take charge. But there's so many people that just don't know what to do, like, on the spot when they have to. I mean, some people, like, I can be like this too, where it's like you have an easy decision of like, what do I want to eat for dinner? Or like, what do I want to drink right now? And that's like hard. So imagine doing that, but with lives at stake.
Yeah.
It's really intense.
Yes. So we got that, and then we've also got, I thought for sure Bub was going to save his son in this episode. I definitely thought we were going to kind of see Hero Bub, like we do at the end of Day of the Dead when he's going on and he's taking out roads and shit. I thought that was going to happen here. It doesn't. They just kind of see him, and then he's walking around near them. So I think that's still coming.
I do too.
At some point,
I
right?
think that'll happen maybe.
But he does see his dad is dead, so he
Yeah.
gets confirmation as they're pulling away. Daddy's dead. They get into a collision with the native girl, and then she's like boasting about how she's saving their life when they were driving off fine.
Yeah,
and
and
she
then she
crashes
crashes
into him,
in.
and then she's like, "I saved your ass." It's like, you put us in this fucking
Right.
situation. You get us out of this,
Yes, yeah.
right? So you're just like kind of rolling your eyes at her, like, "What are you talking
Like,
about?"
come on. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, I feel like not a ton happened in this.
I do too, actually, which is weird. I mean, we have that going on, and then there's kind of some more dialogue with the shitty doctor and his daughter, so some of that drama is expanded.
Sure.
But other than that, like, I'm not really remembering any other, like, big moments.
No.
And which might just be because we watched it a few days ago, and have watched many things since then, but...
Yeah, I mean, we just watched the first episode of Black Summer, and I'm like trying to remember. This is the show, right? Where at the end of it, they're hearing that people are like, "You got to get here
Yeah.
for safety."
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. So that, I mean, that's the big thing at the end, right? Is that
Right.
they hear if you can hear my voice, right?
All right.
So,
there you go. Yeah, it's the name of the fucking episode.
Yeah.
See, I told you I didn't
So
know
that's
what
the
it was.
big revelation, is like there's some survivors that are out there trying to band people together,
So they'll have to go back to Paymart and
gather everyone.
and pick these people up if they. I mean, they can.
Yeah.
And then we get the death of Peepaw.
Yeah.
Peepaw McGraw, as I was
That's
calling
true.
him.
Peepaw McGraw dies.
Yeah, that was sad.
It was.
Yeah.
I mean-
he bled out horribly, man. He just got
Gosh.
this horrible bite wound on his leg, and they just could not stop the bleeding. It's sad.
It was sad, and we were laughing. He was definitely like a comedic character,
Yeah.
and even his death is comedic to an extent as
Yeah.
well. But I feel bad, for the young doctor, because he was really trying to help him.
Oh yeah, and the other
know?
doctor's like, he's a fucking lost cause.
Which that's
just
his
so
opinion
awful.
about everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's horrible. But yeah, Peepaw's dead.
I'm just surprised they didn't try to tie his leg off at all. They didn't take a belt or anything and wrap it around his leg and completely cut the blood off to
Yeah.
that part of his leg. They just kept trying to put pressure on it without a tourniquet.
Right. Which
That seemed odd to me.
yeah, me too. But
Yeah. You just get like a piece of freaking leather or anything, and they're in a toy store. They could find something. Somebody's wearing a fucking belt, and they just take a stick and you wrap it around and you tighten it as hard as you can so that they keep no more blood comes out of that area. I mean, we know how a tourniquet works. So these are medical doctors, and they're not doing tourniquets. It just seems kind of odd to me.
yeah.
But whatever. Paul McGraw's dead.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. And yet again, with every fucking episode, they still, even though they call them zombies, even though they've had success doing it, they still don't shoot them in the fucking head.
No, they shoot him like everywhere else, and then they get a random headshot that downs them, and they just keep shooting sporadically, like they
drives me
would.
crazy.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all. You'd think somebody would notice and be like, "Oh, it's 100% gonna be in the head,"
Yeah.
but they haven't yet.
And the soon-to-be revealed brothers make up in this episode.
Yes,
as
they
well.
do. They reconcile,
Yeah.
which is nice.
If they don't end up being brothers, I'm gonna call in a bomb threat.
And they have to be brothers. It
reason.
feels so much like they're brothers.
Yeah.
So I think that's everything, really.
Yeah.
I'm not remembering a whole lot else at the
I
moment.
should have taken notes, but I don't think there's really anything else to talk about to all the 0 of you watching. So, but yeah, overall it's just consistent.
Yes.
Looks like I'm flatlining, like the show's DOA.
But no, it's like it's not like it's also not like it's just like
It's but it. Yeah, it's good. It's a fun. I think that, I had watched Black Summer season 1 previously myself, and I'm showing it to her now. That show's kind of like far superior to this show, and I definitely think that that's like how this show should have been, because it is connected to the Romero verse, and Day of the Dead is super serious, and Black Summer it doesn't feel like a Romero movie, honestly.
no,
But
I haven't
at least
gotten
it's
that.
serious, and it's really, really cool, like camera work and production, and there's some really
Intertwining
violent scenes.
stories,
and,
too.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
super cool, super intricate, and highly recommend it. I've seen a few episodes of season 2, but I'm really looking forward to finishing season 2 with her. We just finished Lock and Key as well,
Yeah.
and waiting for third season. But yeah, man. You're already watching the show. We don't gotta sell you. So until next week. Bye.